Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and this was bound to happen. This should be no surprise to anyone. So, as a disclaimer, I'm no financial expert, I'm no stockbroker, so don't go and take any of this and make decisions on Verizon stock. So, we have a great article from Barones. I will leave it in the description down below so you guys could check it out. A Verizon bull gives up and downgrades the stock on 5G disappointment. And in fact, they said in this article that it was a mistake that they didn't downgrade the stock before the second quarter earnings. They said that was a mistake. They had estimates and they knew that it would be a weak quarter. And they're saying that it was a mistake that they didn't downgrade it before. So very interesting. That's a really tough spot to be in for Verizon. And they let it happen because they didn't want to compete. They didn't want to challenge. They didn't want to challenge AT&T on the promotional pressure. AT&T kept that up very high throughout that entire quarter. Verizon backed off. They did some promotional offerings for certain weeks, and other weeks they took it off. So they didn't fully compete and fully challenge anyone throughout the entire quarter. Parts of it. Right? They're not challenging T-Mobile in any way, shape, or form other than the network. Because on the network side, Verizon is spending $23.5 billion this year in total. So that's a very large amount. So yeah, they can rapidly grow their C-band investment, but it's not really reflecting in any of the growth numbers because consumer wireless is down for them, both on growth and traffic. The traffic is down. I went to several stores. They're telling me traffic is down. They're reducing store hours. They're trying everything. And on a third-party basis with the authorized retailers, they're likely going to start reaching out to Verizon and they're saying, hey, our foot traffic is low. We're not going to be able to keep these stores open. If our foot traffic is going to remain the way that it is, I'm going to have to downsize. Those are some of the responses that Verizon's going to get. I drive by 2 stores every day, and every time I drive by, they're empty. Even just going to run errands, they're empty. There's only cars parked and there's only employees in there. Now, that's not to say that throughout the day on other times that people do show up. But it's interesting because when I pass by a T-Mobile store or an AT&T store, there's always people in it. So you don't have to necessarily look far to see where the trend is going. And right now, the trend for Verizon is negative. It's trending negative. And they took absolutely no momentum into this third quarter. That welcome plan is not going to bring anything back because a lot of people are going to go into the store and they're going to feel a lot of negative feedback. Well, here I get $960. No, it's $240 per line if you bring all your devices. Well, my devices are not paid off with the carry-on with, and the sale is over at that point. So Verizon has to change. They have to challenge, they have to compete. They have to lower pricing. I truly believe that. In this, we are now, by definition, in a recession. Whether some believe it or not, if you look at the definition, it states that we are in a recession. So that's looked up on even worse because that means people are going to spend differently or should spend differently. And Verizon is not positioned well to be considered recession-proof. So that third quarter that's coming up, by the way, Verizon reports October 21st, could get ugly, could get really ugly for Verizon unless they shift a lot earlier in this quarter. And that's why I brought up the point this morning that I hope that Verizon challenges T-Mobile in this auction 108. I hope AT&T challenges T-Mobile from a competitive perspective, right? T-Mobile made them spend more. They bid up. So AT&T and Verizon do it. If T-Mobile gets that spectrum for that $1.4 billion, hey, I'm not going to complain. But challenge them, compete. Verizon, and I made videos about this too. In those Verizon videos, I said, challenge, compete. If Verizon was in the NBA and they were a sports team, they'd be in last place. Because they're not competing. There's no, like I said, there's no motivation. They're just, hey, I'm Verizon. I think by perception I have the best network. You either pay for it or you don't. So that's just no longer going to work. So some of these more credible agencies now, third-party analysts, from this one is from BOFA, they're starting to downgrade the stock, and that's not a good sign at all. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I will see you in the next one. Peace.